This book has two main aims. The first is to present a case against what is the heart of almost every modern political system: the use of elections to select political representatives. I argue that, like other forms of technology, political systems have failure conditions, conditions under which they can no longer function to accomplish their central purposes. Think of a car submerged in water, or a heart without blood. I argue that commonly present conditions of the modern world constitute failure conditions for electoral representative government. This requires, first, getting clearer on the core or proper purposes of political institutions. I try to do this in a way that courts as little controversy as possible. The more central ambition is to draw attention to those conditions that impede the proper functioning of electoral representative democracy and the way in which they do so. To make the case that the problems go, so to speak, to the heart, so that more modest reforms are unlikely to make enough of a difference. The heart of modern democracy is the election. I argue that it is no longer able to support and enable a thriving, healthy polity. The second aim of the book is to move past what we might call the Churchillian shrug, and to do so by introducing a new kind of political system with a very different heart, a system that uses random selection rather than elections to select political representatives. This shift from elections to lotteries requires more than just small reconfigurations in the larger institutional body in which this new heart is embedded. This part of the book includes an effort to imagine and design the necessary new surrounding institutions. The resulting political form I call Lottocracy, and I argue that it is properly understood as a new form of democracy. This shift requires reconsideration of some of the central issues of political morality: equality, autonomy, self-government, legitimacy, democracy, and more. The hope is to offer a radically new but also realistic kind of political system, and to make a robust, broad defense of that system along the dimensions that are relevant for the moral assessment of political institutions. Although they can appear to us as part of the natural background features of our modern world, political institutions exist only because they have been created by human beings, mortal, biased, imperfect, cognitively limited human beings.